With early voting already underway for midterm elections, many UNT students will be entering the polling booth for the first time. A recent study by Tufts University said college students are exercising their constitutional right to vote at a higher rate than at any time in history. In fact, the same study said 66% more students voted in 2020 than in any previous election. While those are encouraging trends, collegiate campuses are not immune from the larger population's increasingly diverse political climate and the overall dissatisfaction with how we are selecting our government leaders. When adding to the mix a number of highly sensitive and controversial issues set to be decided by November's winners, only one thing seems clear. Finding common ground may be harder than ever.
But one thing I learned was that if you care about the country and you want to do what's best for the people of the country, you compromise. You work with people across the political spectrum. You can't expect, if you're a liberal Democrat, to always get your way. You can't expect, if you're a conservative Republican, to always get your way.
Professor Cox holds deep concern over the unwillingness of Congress to reach across the aisle in working together. Those refusals to do so may very well have roots in their own constituencies, inability to decide not only which issues are the most pressing, but also how to legislate those same issues.
I think it comes down to the main majority of only having two parties. If there was more party choice, I feel like there wouldn't be such a this versus that. I think that's what ultimately creates the division, and just having, not one party always be right.
Yeah, same. Also with the extremist policies, there's not really a middle ground. It's very black and white right now. So there's not much room for compromise on either side.
A recent NBC survey shows that the division among American voters runs deep along party lines. Results show inflation in the economy are the overwhelming top issues for Republicans, while Democrats are more concerned with women's rights and climate change, the latter of those two showing how different the priorities are between traditional red and blue voters. As the same survey showed, Republicans placed climate change as their least important topic, with opposing views becoming stronger on both sides and with cooperation and bipartisan legislation reaching historic lows, an increasing number fear the worst is yet to come.
I think democracy is for sure in peril. I think plenty of philosophers, political scientists, and general societal critiques have pointed to the fact that democracy often turns towards authoritarianism as economic forces force the top 1% to choose class motives against their fellow countrymen. I think as labor movements gain speed and the fight for living wages, healthcare, things like that heat up, I think we'll see that there will be much more class antagonism.
I don't know what the future of the country holds, and I don't know if the future of the country will hold. I'm very pessimistic about it at the moment. I wish I weren't, but I am.
With the stakes as high as they have ever been during a midterm election, the number of Mean Green students voting is expected to mirror campuses across the country and seeing a record turnout. There was one thing everyone we spoke to agreed on: let your voice be heard and vote. As George Carlin once said, if you don't vote, you lose the right to complain. With NT Daily News, I'm Robert Hanley, signing out.